This is rock bottom. We have reached rock bottom, folks, and I couldn't even comprehend losing today. I recalled before the match that Southampton were bottom, that this is a team that are literally lying at the bottom of the Premier League. We are playing them at home Saturday, 3 p.m. This is the Premier League. This is the easiest fixture you're going to get in the Premier League, facing the side at the bottom. And we have come up short. We have scored no goals at home, and we have put in, first and foremost, an abysmal performance that has not spared by anyone on that pitch. There was not one player that was put in a semi-decent performance today. And there is nowhere else to look now but the manager. You cannot keep getting away with these performances, and we can talk about the players as much as we want, talk about the strategy implemented, what tactics are being applied, who should be the strongest 11, who is our strongest 11, without, at this point, all eyes being on the manager, because the selection is one thing. Holding training games, training the team throughout the week at Cobham in a fantastic facility, having all the money thrown into this team, all the different players acquired, skilled, talented, impeccable footballers come at your disposal, and I don't see how he can continue here. This was it. This was the nail in the coffin. Tell me one positive attribute Graham Potter has brought since being Chelsea manager. I haven't seen one thing. I couldn't tell you one specific detail about Potter ball. Like, what has Graham Potter implemented at Chelsea? I can't tell you. All I know that Graham Potter does is train the squad at Cobham and pick a starting 11 when games are coming. That's all I know that he does. I couldn't tell you anything else about what Graham Potter does at Chelsea since his time. I couldn't tell you one detail, anything of what Graham Potter has brought to Chelsea during his tenure. And that is scary. There were signs of Sarri ball, Conte, immediate changes were made. Tuchel, Lampard, everyone has come in as a Chelsea manager and put their stamp on that Chelsea team. And there is not one stamp on this team. There are 11 players out there that have just been told to go and play football. And there is no cohesion. There is no strategy when things aren't going well. All he does is make substitutions that don't make sense. He gives players limited minutes and just rotates like he's trying to keep everyone happy. Like he's trying to make sure everyone gets game time so the dressing room it has a good harmony about it. I don't understand it. We've got too many players and you can't play them all. You just need to ostracize the ones that are not part of the future. I don't understand, and it's clear Graham Potter is not making footballing decisions. He's torn between a rock and a hard place, and his job is doomed. And I feel for him, but as a Chelsea fan, I can't continue to watch this performance week in, week out. We lost to Dortmund, okay, we played decent, but we still lost. And fair enough, like, Dortmund are a tough opponent. It's a tough place to go. And I thought we played relatively well. And I was bitterly disappointed. But I can understand the loss. I can understand we're just not quite there yet. Champions League round of 16 is probably just beyond us at the moment. But Southampton at home, at Stamford Bridge, in front of your crowd, bottom of the league, Southampton, to lose feebly 1-0, it's inexcusable now. I don't know how much time can be given, because when you reach such a low, where do you go from there? I thought that low had already been achieved. I think Chelsea fans have been incredibly patient in trying to give Potter his time and trying to understand this process and understand that he has been tasked with players that are high caliber players and players that he's never managed the like of. There's no doubt in my mind that these players are not believing in Graham Potter's managerial qualities, in his pedigree. It is not up to scratch. João Felix has been managed by Diego Simeone, former player, incredible manager, tenacious, might not like his style, but Diego Simeone is one heck of a manager. Enzo Fernandez has just won the World Cup. Thiago Silva has won the Champions League, played for Brazil. Like, these players are elite players. And Graham Potter doesn't have the CV. He does not know what it takes. He doesn't have a ruthless streak in him. And he hasn't brought anything good to Chelsea. And that, I wanted to believe. I didn't want to, even though my eyes were telling me, Graham Potter, it doesn't look right, nothing looks right, it doesn't pass the eye test. I didn't want to believe that because it's a new era. We are under new ownership, everything is different. And the manager and his staff it didn't sit with me. There was something wrong. It seemed too grassroots. It seemed too much like their place was Brighton and their ceiling was Brighton, which they've done a fantastic job at. But this is just different. And we need a manager who is used to dealing with these sort of players, that has that pedigree, that has played in Europe, that has won trophies, to give another manager who hasn't had any of those accolades such patience is beyond me. And I think this sacking managers does need to change. We can't continue to sack managers every run of games when we're having a dip in form, when we're not reaching the heights. But this is different, and we're a victim of our own decisions and our past here, because we have been so ruthless sacking managers. And that's why we don't want to pull the trigger on Graham Potter, because we don't want to pull the trigger again after we've done it time and time again, and it hasn't always worked. But this one, I can't see this one working. I just can't see this one turning good. The game itself, it's almost irrelevant to talk about the game, because there was nothing. There was a few chances created. There were some moments. Didi Fofana was bright in the first half, gets hooked. Chilwell had some moments. It was just really one of the most boring games to watch. It was just so uninspiring. And I normally watch Chelsea games with such attentiveness. I'm there watching everything tactically, seeing what's happened, but there was no game plan. I would love to know it, because I don't think he had one. He just picks an 11 based on the personnel, an 11 of individuals, and hopes for the best. It seems like hit and hope. They'll make it work, hopefully. They're 11 fantastic players. They're going to come away with something, surely. Wrong. Where is the team management? What is happening at half-time when James Ward-Prowse scores a free kick? What does he go and say then? What is the message coming from the manager? I don't think there is one. And if there is one, it is a pathetic message. And I have just lost the patience after this loss today, because that is really bottom. And, thoughts and prayers are obviously with Azpilicueta, and hopefully he makes a speedy recovery. That was one heck of a collision. You could hear it from the microphone of the commentators. That was truly alarming. And I hope that it's not a serious one. Obviously, he has been stretchered off. He has been given oxygen. And none of that is positive. And that is really a really worrying sight to see. And I really hope he is okay. I believe he's in hospital. Best place he can be. And hopefully it isn't serious. And that was really just the bad news that we really didn't need at the moment. But, these incidents are beyond football, and you just want to make sure that Azpilicueta is okay, and I hope it's nothing serious. No details have emerged yet, but we can only hope that that is not a serious one. But it was a nasty one, and it was really hands on head moment watching that around the stadium. And that was just really, really one of the worst days I think I've experienced as a Chelsea fan. That was really an awful day. That really has put a downer on my Saturday. And to top it off, Jorginho scores. I mean, it comes off of Emi Martinez's head, but a wonderful strike outside the box. I have never, ever seen him do that for Chelsea in the Chelsea shirt. Jorginho is the penalty maestro. He is. I would love for someone to show me a goal he scored from outside the box. I have never seen him hit a ball so cleanly. It comes across, he cuts it off the bar. I mean, I've just never seen Jorginho do that. He gives Arsenal the victory away at Villa, just to put the cherry on the cake of what was truly one of the worst days in Chelsea's history. This was a really, really abysmal day in almost every department. I would love to know what you guys think. I feel like most Chelsea fans, as of late, have been very toxic towards Graham Potter, towards Todd Bowley, towards everyone really. And the Chelsea timeline is not a place full of positivity. But I think we can all agree after this result today that it doesn't really feel like there's any coming back. It feels like a nail in the coffin moment. I don't know how much more Chelsea fans can take. That was truly a pathetic 90 minutes of football from Chelsea after so many. I would love to know if you think different, if you agree. You know, should Potter be given more time? I would love to know if there's somewhere out there that thinks that and can bring some reasoning as to why that's the case. But please like this video if you can. It's a huge help. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment in the comment box. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. And hopefully I will see you in the next one with hopefully some better Chelsea news, and hopefully Aspi has made a speedy recovery.